Awesome, awesome. I think Noah had you last time, so it'll be good. I'll be hosting today, Glenn,
Yeah,
and yeah, we can get a fresh take on the Survivor protocol and what's been happening for the first
excellent.
week or so.
Yeah,
What would you like me to call you? Is Lonely Island okay, or do you want?
yeah.
Um,
Lonely's fine. That
okay,
works.
yeah, free promo
There
because I
you
say it
go.
quite a lot in the AMA.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Got to stay on
okay,
brand.
yeah. We're on the hour. If you're ready, I'll start recording, introduce you, and we can go into the Survivor protocol for new investors that are joining the call today, and then investors that might have invested from the first AMA.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay, welcome to the WorldCoin Talk community. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have Survivor Protocol joining us for a second AMA. Here to speak about the project is Lonely Island. We'll be going into the Survivor Protocol, how it works, the BUSD rewards, the jackpots every 3 months, and the token as well. But first, could you just give us a bit of background on the core team? That'd be great. Lonely Island.
Yeah, yeah. How you doing, everyone? I'm Lonely Island. I head the marketing. If you've been following our project, I'm sure you've heard me on a few AMAs. We had quite the run up. We did about 20 of them. One of them with you guys before launch. Yeah, we're Survivor Protocol. We're a USA based team. We have 6 core members, 2 devs, a web guy, a couple marketing guys, and a project manager. This is our first project as a whole together, but we think we're bringing something new to the space. We're happy with the way things have been going so far, and we're excited to talk to you guys.
Lonely Island. And yeah, so you launched on 26th of July. Could we just go through for investors that will have invested from the first AMA, how it's been going the first week, what's been happening?
Yeah, so we launched our pre-sale on the 19th. It ran to the 23rd. We admittedly had a little bit of a hiccup with the project. Something that wasn't seen in the audit got overlooked. We had an issue with some rebases catching up. So we actually launched a V2 of the project. And since the V2 came out, we've had a green candle on the chart every single day. We're very happy with the way things are going. We are above launch price. We're at about above pre-sale price. We're at about $7 right now. But the protocol seems to be working. We just gave out our first round of BUSD rewards for those who didn't sell any of our HP token the first week. That is one of the features of our project. You get BUSD rewards weekly for not selling the token if you remain in your tier. We can certainly go over that a little more if we want to do just a rundown of how the project works. But after an initial hiccup, we kind of regrouped. We worked hard, and we're at this point right now where we feel very strong about the project, and we like the progress it's making.
Okay, awesome. Lonely Island. And yeah, so if we can go into that first then around the BUSDs, how that works for investors and how much was paid out for the first week. Was it a great week for the investors?
Sure. Yeah, I think we gave out. I don't have the number right in front of me. I want to say something like a little over $15,000. So the way it works is with our project, it's a self-governing APY. You're going to start with whatever you buy in a tier 10. There's 10 tiers. You're in control of your APY essentially. So if you sell any bit of the HP token, your tier and your APY gets halved. So you'd go from tier 10 to tier 9. Your APY goes from 400,000% down to 200,000%, and so forth. If you sell again to tier 8, 100,000%. So what this does is essentially it controls emissions and inflation like some of the other auto staking projects had. When we first saw the Safus, the Titanos, we saw that kind of inflation and constantly selling rebases is just going to cause a downward sell pressure on the project. So this is new code that we implemented. We took from some of the other auto staking projects, but this code is from scratch for the self-governing APY, and it really does kind of control the project and makes it a little more sustainable. Now, along with that tier system, we wanted to make it so you can not sell the native token and still get rewarded weekly. So from Sunday to Sunday, if you hold HP token in your tier, if you go a week without selling, you're going to get airdropped BUSD relative to the amount of HP you hold in that tier. So if you're in tier 10 gets 50% of the ration pool distributed to those that are in the pool. So, this Sunday we sent out to anyone that owned HP that still remained in tier 10. If you owned 5% of the tier 10 HP, you got 5% of the rations giving. So it's just a way for people to claim a stable coin and not have to sell the native token. And this way you can kind of take some profit while staying in that higher APY tier. So we think it's just a good model. People like getting stable coins, especially in this kind of bear market we're in. I mean, I'm kind of hoping we're out of it right now. It seems like it's been a good couple weeks. We're happy to have some green when we launched. But yeah, it's been a good response, and it's gone well. It's like I said, we've had green candles on the board since launch. People have been receptive to getting those BUSD rewards. Seems like people that are involved in the project are happy with the progress and that it's working as we expected it to.
Yeah, awesome. Well, me on. And yes, I've noticed as well. So if we can go into the tiers then. So you start in tier 10, and then if you sell a portion of your bag, you would go down to tier 9, which would half the APY and your rewards in the BUSD.
Correct. And there's no regaining that tier. So if you sell 1 HP, if you sell 90% of your HP, you're going down a tier with no way to get back up. So you do have to kind of strategize how you want to do it. A lot of people bought in with multiple wallets, so you could remain in tier 10 with one wallet, maybe play the price action of HP and sell to take profits in another. And even if you move down the tiers, there is a little value to, especially in week 2, being in a lower tier, because week 1 only tier 10 got paid the ration pool. Week 2, week 3 and forward, let's say you're in tier 8 and it's not as diluted as tier 10 is, and you hold a nice bag of HP, you could collect far more BUSD rewards. So I think in these early weeks, there's going to be some strategy where people are positioning themselves in tier 9, 8, and 7 this week, not selling any HP, and then they're going to get a bigger cut of BUSD rewards. So part of this project that's fun and makes it new and interesting is the game theory, the gamified DeFi that we have involved. You really can strategize, play around with different wallets, and find new ways to kind of earn more than the next person. So we find that to be one of the more fun and interesting parts of the project.
Okay, awesome, Lonlian. And I see you've burnt 73.7% of the supply already as well.
Yeah, so we did our first burn and buyback yesterday. We did have to burn a lot of the initial supply because we did not reach our initial hard cap. I will say two things with this project. It was hard to gauge hype pre-launch. We did a lot of AMAs. It seemed like there was a lot of hype built around, but we clearly did not hit the hard cap we wanted to. So we had to burn some supply. In this bear market, it's just kind of hard to know what you have. I think people are a little more not getting into so many DeFi projects, more blue chip. But with that being said, we did have to burn some supply. And so here we are. Another thing we did is we had high sell taxes the first and second week. Week 1, there was a 33% sell tax. This week 2, there's a 28% sell tax. So I do think that kept some whales or some bigger wallets that want to just pump and dump on the sidelines. That was a risk we were willing to take and one that we're okay with. So yeah, there was no big dump after the initial launch, which is what we wanted. So I think the people that are in this project want to be in this project for the long run. They believe in what we're doing. They want to play the game. So we didn't get as much volume and as high of a hard cap hit as we had hoped to begin, but we're okay with that. This was a risk we were willing to take. We wanted to put those higher taxes in place to protect the players of the game and not just be a pump and dump that kind of project that dies in the first week. So we're happy with the progress. We're actually glad we made those decisions. And like I keep stressing, everything's working as we had planned. And I think moving forward, people will see our chart, see that things are working, that we're paying out these BUSD rewards, that our jackpot is growing. We can get into the jackpot next. But yeah, I think it's a very attractive project and people like something new. So we're going to keep doing our best to get more eyes on this project, and we're not doing AMAs as frequently as we did pre-launch, but we're going to keep weekly getting out there and talking to different communities and spreading the word.
Awesome, Lonlian. Yeah, I saw that week 1 to 4 you have sell taxes that reduce 33, 28, 21, and then it'll stay at 17, I think, in week 4, which is great for the project because you can build up a community. There's not everyone dumping at once. If paper hands sell, then they pay more taxes, which you can put into marketing and buyback and burns, that sort of thing. So, and you've also got the jackpot. Can we go into that? Every 3 months there's going to be a jackpot. How does it work
Correct.
for investors?
So, yep, every 90 days we pay out a jackpot. We took 5% of our pre-sale and to juice up the jackpot to begin. You're going to get 3% sell tax added to it the first week, 2% the second week, and then 1% buy and sell tax of all buys and sells moving forward go to the jackpot. So to win the jackpot, you have to remain in tier 10 for 90 days. You have to have a minimum $250 worth of HP purchased. It's not how much you hold, it's that you purchased $250 worth. And there's also tiers. There's a $500 tier, $1,000 tier, $2,500 tier. So after 90 days, if you still hold your HP in tier 10, you and the other tier 10s that haven't sold any HP are going to split that jackpot. So as we get more volume, more buys and sells, that jackpot's going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And for those that want to hold the token, there is a reward after those 90 days where you're going to collect some BUSD again. So, it's just another way that we're trying to incentivize holding. So many people get into a project, they like what they see, they say, hey, I'm going to hold. I don't want to sell. I want to stick around for a little bit. And then they're kind of at the mercy of other people just selling rebases or dumping price. We have some measures in place that should sustain price, deter selling and reward the holder. So we think the jackpot is another attractive thing. And with more volume, that jackpot grows and grows. So we're hopeful at 90 days, it's going to be a pretty sizable jackpot. And the people that stuck with it are going to get paid out nicely.
Okay, I see, Lonnie. And going into the 400,000 APY rewards, if you stay in that tier 10, how does it work? Is it auto daily or is it weekly? How does it get sent to the investors?
Yeah, it's an auto staking. You collect rebases every 15 minutes, 96 times a day. It's, you don't have to claim, you don't have to stake anything. It automatically happens in your wallet. So it's very easy. It's user friendly. That's kind of one reason we built on that model. So we wanted to take from the kind of the Titano, but improve it in the ways that we thought could sustain those projects better. The self-governing tiered APY is, like I said, code built from scratch. We were the first to do it. We're kind of waiting to see if someone forks it. But yeah, we're very happy with that. And so, yeah, the tiers, as you sell, they will go down. If you were to sell 10 times, your APY would cut from 400,000% all the way down to 780%. I don't expect many people would get down that many tiers unless you're really trying to just collect a portion of the ration pool higher. But, the lower you go, the less valuable it is. Each tier really diminishes once you get below like tier 6. The rewards are not that great intentionally.
Okay, I see, Lonnie. And so how does the taxes work for the buy and sells? Like you say, you've got the reduction of the sells. If we can go into that, and the buy taxes as well. How's it broke down for investors?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we did have the higher taxes the first couple weeks. It's 33% sell, then 28, then it's going to be 21% for the remainder of the protocol. The buy taxes are going to be 17% throughout. Let me just pull up my my taxes so I can get a better look today. Sorry, here. Let me find our. So yeah, and then we have a like the Titano and the Seifu, we have some of the other things. We have a burn wallet, which some of the taxes collect to. We have a liquidity injection wallet that taxes go to. And we also have a lifeline, which is essentially a buyback wallet. We did our first buyback yesterday. We had a couple sells, and then we bought back to kind of juice the price back up. We use that at the team's discretion. If we feel we need to boost the price a little bit, we can. So all of this is collected through taxes. It's going to be 2% to the LifeLock, which is the auto injection, 4% to the Lifeline, 5% goes to our Treasury, 3% to the Burial Ground, which is the burn wallet, And then, of course, we have the taxes that go to the ration pool and the jackpot.
What's planned going forward? Are you looking to do a Survivor Protocol bank, go cross-chain? What's happening there?
Yeah, we haven't made any promises to go cross-chain or add anything else just yet. We're really working on making sure these first few weeks go out well. We're not going to take anything off the table. Of course, we always keep an eye on what's happening in DeFi. If we find there's something new and innovative we want to add, we will. But if you look at our roadmap, we've been very cautious not to overpromise things that we can't deliver. We haven't given a 5-year plan. We're really focused on the first kind of 90 days, getting through that first jackpot. And then if we feel we need to make any tweaks, any adjustments, we will. But it's all about having a working product, making sure it's smooth and easy and accessible for everyone. We've had to iron out a few bugs here and there in the first week, but after those rations went out yesterday, it seemed like it went out pretty well, no issues. So we're very happy with that, and we feel we can kind of put this thing on autopilot and almost start to think about how to innovate moving forward. But the focus right now is still on the project at large.
And are you planning on doing like a DAO with voting rights for the community in the future?
No, there's no plans on doing a DAO. We've discussed it. We'll, of course, take community input. But as of right now, all investments from the Treasury are going to be at our discretion. We also, one thing we're doing differently is with the Lifeline, which is essentially the burn and buyback wallet. We're hopeful if volume gets up and there's not much price volatility and that wallet or that wallet grows, we can actually do some stablecoin investing. Maybe take a portion of that, do some some stablecoin farming, some non degen plays, and then anything we get from that, we would kick back into the ration pool. So we're going to keep looking for ways to grow those ration pools and give more BUSD rewards back to the players of the game.
Okay, awesome. And what's the marketing plans going forward? I know you're doing the AMAs and everything, but what else are you planning for the investors?
Yeah, no, I think the goal right now is we probably want to do an AMA a week. We have a James Pelton coming up next week. I'm in talks with a few more. We're doing a nice YouTube push. We had a video come out yesterday. We should have a couple more dropping this week. I think we want to make sure we're using quality marketers and influencers. I'm very big on reviewing content that people put out before we agree to do anything with them. There's too many just read the white paper influencers out there. We want to avoid them. We'd rather spend for people that are sincere about the project, stay market. So I'm always looking for good YouTube accounts, good AMA channels to work with. That's why we're here with you guys again. We'll probably do some banner ads. We're going to open up a Reddit. We're going to open up a Facebook shortly. So we're gonna touch on everything we can. We have a busy team. We have guys that are anxious to work and spread the word here. So as we progress, you'll certainly see Survivor Protocol show up on your timeline, on your YouTube channels, things like that more and more.
Yeah, and are you looking to do maybe a central exchange in the future? And are you looking to get to CMC and CoinGecko?
Yeah, well, we applied to CMC and CoinGecko, so it's always a waiting game with them. You have people, of course, saying they can fast track you, but I think we're just going to wait it out. I think we need a little volume to go up, but we're confident we'll get on there soon enough. As for a centralized exchange, I don't think that's in the cards right now. We would certainly need our project to grow and be more successful until we can think about that. We're still in the early stages, but hey, I would love to be in 6 months thinking that's something we could do. We're hopeful that this survive to earn self-governing APY takes off. We hope other projects see it and kind of like the model. And I feel that if more people adopt what we're doing, that's only beneficial for Survivor Protocol. So hopefully the more eyes that get out here, see what we're doing, see our project working as it's supposed to, that's going to be great for us in the long run. And we're excited to see what the future brings.
Okay, great, Lonely Island. Let's open it up to community investors. Let's see. Syed, you had a question for Lonely Island at Survivor Protocol. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, so I was going through a white paper and I have read about these tribe leaders who all started with 500K APY as compared to 400K APY. And there are also two ways mentioned. One can become tribal leader. So I was wondering that how many total tribal leaders are there, and can community members still become tribal leaders?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the tribal leader was essentially our way of doing a whitelist. You had to show the project to get that role. It gave you boosted APY to start. So there is no more tribal leader roles to give out. Everyone's going to be starting at the 400,000% APY. If you are active in our community, we could still make you that role. We might have some things moving forward, ways to benefit the tribal leaders and those that are very active in our community. We only gave out, I want to say it was somewhere between 70 and 80 of them. We pledged not to give more than 100. We didn't want to have too many people with that higher APY to have more inflation. So we were conscious not to give out too many. But yeah, as of right now, that it was essentially just a pre-sale thing. But moving forward, we'll probably think of more ways to reward tribal leaders. So if you like the project and you're active in our Telegram, our Discord, on Twitter, we can certainly still reward you with that role. We just have to figure out what it's going to mean moving forward and how to reward you still.
Got it. Thank you for explaining that. Okay, one more question.
Yep.
So I was going through your Medium page, and it's mentioned, it's article it's mentioned that you came to an agreement for a merger with the YieldZilla project, and they also supported in your I think pre-sale. Their tokens were used to buy HP token. So I want to know that have you already dropped their holders with HP tokens, and what about their utilities? Do users have to can use your token for their utilities, YieldZilla utilities? How will that work?
Yeah, so yeah, we did. We merged with YieldZilla. I had been talking with one of their leads for quite some time. Once we came up with this idea, we formed a bit of a relationship. We started talking DeFi. He was really into what we're doing. Their project was kind of, on life support as a lot of the other auto staking projects were. So they wanted to buy into our project. So what we did was they gave us their remaining liquidity. We bought in. We bought into HP with it, and then users that had over $20 worth of YDZ were airdropped HP token. They were able to swap over to us. So it was just a way to kind of get them involved in our project as well. We're very happy to have their community. They've been very active with us. I think both sides have really liked the idea. They've been big supporters, and it was just a way for us to kind of get more eyes on the project, work with the group of guys that we had been talking to and had some agreements on how to move forward in DeFi. So we're excited to have them with us. And we're always going to be looking to partner with other communities if we can. If we find something beneficial for both HP, Survivor, and another project, we will look into it. And hopefully down the road, we have more than just YDZ as a partner.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much for explaining that. Thank you so much, and best of luck. Over to you, Glenn.
No, thank you for the questions.
Questions, Syed. Let's move to Venice. Venice, you had a question for Lonely Island at Survivor Protocol. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. Actually, after reading about your tiers and you explained about tiers of survival protocol, I think everybody is in control of their rewards. But I want to know, if everyone stays in tier 10 and survives, then who will get the jackpot?
So yeah, everyone that is still in tier 10 has access to that jackpot. If you go to our Medium, we do have an article on how it works. It is kind of based on when you get in and how much you hold. So in order to qualify for the first jackpot, you have to buy in before day 60. But someone that buys in day 60, it's time weighted. So if you buy in day 60, you're not going to receive as much of the jackpot as someone that got in at the pre-sale. So it all depends on how much HP you bought and how much and at what time you got in. So if you're interested in being part of that jackpot and holding in tier 10 as your strategy, we would recommend you get in sooner than later, because the longer you wait, the less you would receive when the jackpot is paid out. You know, we don't expect everyone to remain in tier 10. I think, like anything else, it becomes a psychological thing, right? If HP, let's say, does a 3 or 4x, it's going to be hard for a lot of people not to take profit. So that's why some people are playing multiple wallets, one where they can just say, hey, I'm going to put in, let's say, $500 and forget about it for the next 90 days. Whereas someone playing with just one wallet, if they see the price go very high, they may need to take profits. They might not want to hold out for that 90 days. So I think, again, it's all about the game theory, the strategy, how you want to play it. If the price of HP goes crazy, I'm not saying it will, but if it did, I think it's going to be hard for a lot of people not to sell and take profits. So that jackpot could have, 100 people at the end. It could have 5 people at the end. So we're kind of as curious and anxious to see what that looks like in 90 days as well.
Okay, that's really awesome, and thank you so much for answering my question as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Venice. Let's move to Vivek. Madam, you had a question for Lonely Island at Survivor Protocol. Go ahead. Are you there, Vivek? No. Let's move on to Aditya. Aditya, you had a question for Lonely Island. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. My question: what is the strategy to attract many people to play this game project and prevent bugs from happening, and maybe in the future can add feature in the form of global chat and friend? Thank you.
I'm not sure I understood the whole question, but I think you're asking what is incentivizing people to play. Well, I think we're offering something new, this self-governing APY. And I think when you're first to market something, especially in DeFi, if it works out, a lot of eyes come on that new model, and then people start to innovate off that. So if this is something people see and they like, and let's say people start to fork this, maybe change the way we're running the game slightly different, then I think the first project that did it gets more eyes. So if you look at like Titano, there were a lot of Titano forks. Titano benefited from that. If you look at like the ohms and the nodes, if you're one of the first ohms or node projects, as people started to build off of those, the originals like Strong, and I'm blanking on a node project right now, but the original ones benefited from that. So we're hopeful that having this first self-governing APY is going to be beneficial for our project in the long run. And then as more people start to develop off of this model, maybe they'll be anxious to get in from the one that started it first, which is our project.
Thank you, sir, for the answer.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you for the question. We're running out of time now, but we've got a couple of minutes, so maybe if we can do a recap. There's 313 in the VC, so anyone that's joined late, they can we do a recap over the Survivor Protocol project.
Sure. Yeah, again, we're the first self-governing APY project. You start at 400,000% APY. Every sell you make of the HP token, your APY gets cut in half to 200, 100%, and so forth down. If you do not sell any of our HP token for a week, you get to collect BUSD rewards, which get airdropped to your wallet that you're holding your HP in. And we have our jackpot that ends every 90 days. It's juiced with buy and sell taxes. So every buy and every sell grows that jackpot. If you remain in tier 10 at the end, you get a cut of that jackpot. Something else, we just started a giveaway on our Twitter where you can win some HP. So if you're interested in the project, we encourage you to give us a follow on Twitter at SurvivorDeFi at SurvivorDeFi on Twitter. Our website is survivorprotocol.com. We're active in Twitter. We're active in Telegram, Discord. We try and stay online 24 hours a day if we can. So we encourage anyone that's interested to drop in. If you have more questions, we're an open book. Feel free to ask. And hopefully we found some new people that want to play the Survivor game. And I think if you take a look at your chart, it's a good time to jump in right now.
Yeah, and if you hold is it Sunday to Sunday you hold, and then you'll get the BUSD rewards weekly?
Correct. Sunday to Sunday we pay out at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which essentially is 12 a.m. Monday UTC time. But we're American based here, so we do the Eastern Standard Time, Sunday to Sunday, 8 p.m. is when you get your BUSD rewards airdropped.
And whereabouts is the community? Mainly, I think you've got 10,800 on Discord and 2,800 on Telegram. So I didn't know whether you'd switched over mainly to Discord. Is it now?
Yeah, we've been working on growing the Telegram. Like I said, we're US based, so we find a lot more Discord, US and Europe. I think Telegram is certainly a little more Asia based, but we're working on growing both. We have some great mods that have been very active that have really been working on growing our Telegram. That's why I'm happy to be doing a Telegram AMA today. So I think our focus is really growing that Telegram as well right now. But you know, like I said, we're always anxious to talk with people and do what we can to grow the project. So we look forward to hopefully coming back here again with you guys. We've had 2 good AMAs, I think, so far, and you know, we're not afraid to do a third one. That's for sure.
Okay, awesome, Lonnie. Yeah, it's been great speaking to you today. From Survivor Protocol, it looks a great project for our investors. I know many invested from the first AMA, so it's great to have you back today. Wellcoin Talks is for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice, but you can check out the website, white paper, and the official socials there in our main chat. And thank you very much for coming today, Lonnie, and look forward to the future.
Thanks for having us. I really appreciate your time today.
Okay, I'll finish the record and send over a copy for you to share with your community. I'll send that into the main chat for anyone who couldn't listen in live today.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, take care.